Let's go with this statement that came out yesterday, Rob, by an NFL draft. He was on the show, Matt Miller, right? He was on our show, and he did his latest notes and rumors, and he talked to a lot of people around the NFL. And one NFL draft evaluator was asked by Matt what quarterback he expected to be the best in the NFL. All right, Trevor Lawrence, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, Justin Fields, Zach Wilson. This is what he said. The best QB from this class will be the one San Francisco drafts. And I don't care which one they pick. He'll be the best one given that staff, Kyle Shanahan, head coach, and supporting cast. There it is. You rolling with that. That's high praise. If I didn't know better, I think that the NFL evaluator was Mike Shanahan or John Lynch. But it wasn't. So what are your thoughts?
I just think that they've gone so outside, crazy over Shanahan and what he's able to do. Everything, they never talk about that he can't win you a Super Bowl, that he costs you a Super Bowl at the end of games. So for all the praise of Shanahan and the family name and all that, I get it. And he's the smartest guy in the room and what he can do to this guy and that guy. I'm not there. I'm not buying into that at that extreme. If that was the case, then he would have figured out a way to win the Super Bowl down the stretch when you're up by, what were they up? By 10 points with 8 minutes to go, Chris,
over
or whatever
Pat
it was.
Mahomes. Yep.
Yeah,
well, that was it. 10 with 8 minutes, I believe.
Yeah, whatever, 8 minutes to go, and he would have called the right plays at the end of the freaking New England Atlanta Super Bowl at the 22-yard line, 1st and 10 in field goal range, and he blew that when he was the offensive coordinator. You know what I mean? So, I'm not all in on Shanahan as everybody else is. And I'm not so sure that whoever goes there is going to be the best quarterback in the draft, because I think there's more to it. A scheme is important, Chris, and I get it and I understand it, but you have to have talent. I don't care. I don't care what the scheme is. If you're not as talented, you might not be able to make those throws. Or those plays are open, Chris, but you can't make them because you're not as accurate. Or your arm's not as strong. So I don't think it's just strictly, he has these great plays and these guys will be open. Can the quarterback get the ball there?
There is and this goes for all the sports, Rob. There are people within the leagues, and I think a lot of it's they're not the analytics guys, not just them, but there are guys that just revel in the creativity and, the imagination of coaches. And they are enamored with guys that are ultra creative and do this and that. And that's the type of stuff you hear about Kyle Shanahan. He's a genius, right?
But they pick out a handful of guys, Chris, and and once they get that tag, Eric Man Genius, that was his nickname.
Right. At one point, there were people feeling that way about Adam Gase.
Right.
I mean, really. And I'm not, obviously the dude knows football. He's been around football his whole life. Obviously, his dad was the great coach. And so nobody's questioning his ability or his knowledge of the game. But, Rob, you bring up a good point. And the fact of the matter is this. When they were up 20-10, with 7.5 minutes left against Kansas City in the Super Bowl, Shanahan and the 49ers had a 95.3% chance of winning.
And Chris,
95.3.
They were running the football the whole game.
And the whole postseason.
It ain't like they weren't running the ball. That's the part that didn't make any sense, is that they were running the football.
Rob, to bolster your point again, in the Super Bowl against the Patriots, when they're up 28-12 with 9 minutes left, he had a 99.6% chance of winning.
That's when Arthur Blank came down from his booth, Chris, came down from his box.
Right.
onto the field.
Look, everybody thought it was over. And here's the deal. A lot of the guys that people praise for, the knowledge. Yep. Oh, he's taking it to another level. He's a genius. They get too cute.
Right, they want to prove that they're the smartest man in the room.
Right. It's not about you. It's about your quarterback. It's about your running back, your tackle, your center, your wide receiver. They're the ones. Look, coaching is important, especially in the NFL.
It is.
More than any other sport. In the NFL, coaching is big time important. So not ripping that. But Rob, I'm not a football genius. You're not a football genius, but we knew run the dang football.
Chris, when Julio Jones made that catch, you remember the play. It was 3rd and 1,000,000 yards. He makes a great catch on the sidelines. That sets up the Falcons 1st and 10 at the 22. I'm not a football coach, Chris. I already know I'm in field goal range, right? At the 22. All I need to do is run the football 3 times. I could have kneeled down at the 22 and have a makeable field goal. If I make a field goal, I'm up by 11. Tom Brady can't beat you. Chris?
Rob, you're right.
I'm not a football coach.
Because I have no problem with, I was pulling for Brady. And I was pulling for Mahomes, so I got no issue with it. But I'm just saying, my goodness, what are you doing? And Rob, you know what it reminds me of? Now, it's a little different. It's a different situation because Shanahan had these games in the bag. Okay? So it's different. However, you know what it reminds me of? I'm gonna ask you to guess it. I'll give you a hint. We just saw it in this year's NFL playoffs, NFC. What you think I'm talking about?
Green Bay?
Matt LaFleur.
Right. He's another one. They've dubbed him a genius, and
yes,
I'm with you. I mean, you got to live and die with Aaron Rodgers. I'm sorry.
What? I mean, it's 2.5 minutes left?
Chris, in the red zone last year, the Packers had the best red zone efficiency in 20 years. Nope, 20 years, Chris. And in that situation, I get it. It wasn't 3rd and 4, Chris. It was, 4th and 3 or 4th and 4, which you would feel better about. But you can't give up the football with that little bit of time left. You just can't do it. I'm sorry. I'd rather go down. If you're telling me, Chris, if you're telling me you're going to stop him, right? Because that's what he's saying. Then I'm going to try with Aaron Rodgers.
You still got to march.
Right? I'm going to try with Aaron Rodgers. If he fails, then my defense has to stop him there.
Right.
It's the same exact thing. I got to get a stop. Either way. So why not go for it? They would have the ball in the same exact, right? What's the difference?
And Rob, here's what it is. And I'm going to take it to other sports. Some of these coaches, some coaches, some scouts, some executives, they think it's about them and they're playing fantasy football, basketball, whatever. David Griffin, struggling right now in New Orleans. All that talent, you hired Stan Van Gundy, it's not looking good.
It's
right?
bad.
It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun in Cleveland winning with LeBron James. It wasn't fun. It was terrible. Whatever his quote was, that's the essence of it. It ain't about you having fun, dude. It ain't about you getting to build a team. How about Jerry Krause, Rob?
Yep.
Was tired of having Michael Jordan there getting all the credit for winning. Jerry, it's not about count your freaking blessings, dude. You were a White Sox scout. You were a Chicago White Sox scout.
I would have. You know what I would have done?
Would have made you the general manager of the Chicago Bulls.
I would have jumped on that bandwagon and kept riding and let it ride. Let it ride. All I got to do is not
athletes,
not mess it up, right? Just don't mess it up.
Count your blessings. You're getting paid 6 and 7 figures, and you've got this otherworldly player or team in Kyle Shanahan's, a Super Bowl team, perhaps, and you want to screw it up because you want to get cute, because you want some credit, because you want to, flex your muscle. You want to be creative. Stop it. Stop it. All right, we throwing it out to you guys. Rob and I got hyped about this, but Rob, am I wrong, Rob?
No.
I'm just saying. It's about the players.
I've seen it too often, and guys try to be cute. I brought up a Bill Parcells situation before. He did it once, wanting to be the smartest guy in the room instead of just let the players play. Let those guys who can play. Stop being cute.